I was born in a faraway land, joining each raid my Jarl would call for just enough wealth to help keep my family fed through the harsh winters. Then, during a raid to the east, my village was attacked, and my family was killed by petty thieves. Unable to track them down, and having nothing left for me there, I went with a new expedition to a place the locals called Calradia. It's said this land is fertile and forgiving compared to our former home. Where most see only a more comfortable life through riches, I see what they are blind to: opportunity. The opportunity for a lasting legacy for myself and our people. If I am to make this legacy, I will need to conquer as much of this new land as possible to ensure my name is remembered. Taking only my closest remaining friends, we set off to make Calradia tremble. I am Canute. Join me for a time if you seek glory as I do. Skull. Hey everyone. Before we get started, I thought I would let you know how you can get a character into my story here. There will be a template in my Discord server, and if you want to become a ruler character, you can become a YouTube or Patreon member to do that. All of this will be linked below. So I hope you will enjoy the video. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications on every video. And with that out of the way, let's get into this video. So here we are in our story, and before we figure out what we're going to be doing, we need to know who we are, and we actually have a few characters this time. So we're going to be going with Canute, and he has a one focus point in one-handed, scouting, charm, trade, steward, engineering, mariner, boatswain, and 2 in shipmaster. So he is going to be very, very boat-based, and he does have 3 focus points and 1 attribute point that we will be getting back to in a moment. But we also have Carrie here, and she is our shield maiden. She's going to be good at one-handed and athletics, and as well she's going to be good at steward, medicine, and engineering. So we'll be able to use her as sort of a party manager kind of a character, and later on when she needs to, we can send her out to become a party leader of her own. And finally we have Thorkel, the backbreaker, and he is going to be our combat focused character. He is two-handed, riding, and athletics based, and those are basically the only things that he is good at. So he is going to be kind of our right hand when it comes to battle. And also he has 60 in two-handed already, so he is going to be very strong right from the start. He does not yet have a two-hander. I think he has a one-handed sword at the moment, so we will need to be working towards getting him a two-hander pretty much as soon as we possibly can. So let's go ahead and go back to Canute, and I think we're going to give him a point here in steward, a point here in athletics, and maybe just another one into shipmaster, although I think we'll wait for that. We're just going to go for steward, because we are going to want to increase our party size, because we're going to want to make sure that we have plenty of soldiers when it comes time to create our boats and things like that, because I don't really know how the party size actually works on boats yet. We'll figure that out later. And then finally, we're going to go for a point in intellect, because we want to have our steward, medicine, and engineering boosting up, but also because intelligence actually applies to shipmaster and increases the learning rate there, so that's going to be important for us. Otherwise, we're going to go over to Reuvenbreck here, and I don't really know what they have. Looks like they do have some grain, and I guess we'll take this butter as well. We'll pay the 81, and otherwise we're going to just recruit the soldiers here, which are noble troops because this is near a castle. And otherwise we're going to go over to Svinstak, and then we're going to make our way down to Thronderlag, which is the town nearby, and I will be back with you guys once we're there, because at that point we're going to want to look at the port and see what the boats look like, which is going to be pretty interesting and a big part of this series. So we've made our way over to Thronderlag, and we're going to go ahead and just jump straight into the port and take a look at the boats. So it looks to me like there are a few different types. There are the Nars, the light longships, and the Drakar, and are those the only 3? It looks like that might be the only 3. I guess there's also a regular longship, okay. So it looks like the regular longship can hold up to 54. What's the 22? Skeletal capacity. Minimum number of troops the ship can carry without travel speed penalties. Okay, so we could go with one of these, or we could even try to go for 2 light longships, or maybe, what about the Nars? Nars are 6 and 18. The light longships are 8 and 32. Okay, so this is probably our best option if we are not going for a pure trading boat. I think the Nars with that cargo capacity is actually pretty good for trading. But they do also have the lower amount of crew, and I don't really know how much the bandit factions are going to actually have on the water, so that's going to be important to try to bring as many troops with us as possible. So it looks like these ones, the light longships, are probably the best for us due to the cost for how much we can fit in them, basically. And they don't have a lot of cargo capacity, which is kind of the main issue here, compared to like a Drakkar. But let's see, if we had like 5 of these, it would equal the cargo capacity of, or it would equal the cost of a Drakkar. So considering the cargo capacity, the Drakkar only has twice as much pretty much, so we would definitely be better off even there with these light longships. I don't know about this regular longship, but there's only one of them here, so I don't know if it's something that we should really focus on. This might be a little bit more rare to come across. I'm thinking that we try to go for 2 light longships. I'm thinking that's going to be the best. It looks like the travel speed can be different based on maybe whatever ship upgrades there are. So I think that's going to be the goal, is to get 30,000 to pay for 2 boats. And then we will be able to have up to 64 soldiers on the water, which should be enough for our purposes for the time being. And basically what our goal is going to be, we're going to leave, we're going to try to get maybe 40,000, just to make sure that we have enough to pay for wages and things of that nature while we're on the water, because I don't know how easy it is going to be to make money on the water. And otherwise, what we're probably going to do, we're going to try to get mercenary status as quickly as possible, and probably join up with the Nords and be their mercenary for a time until we can actually create our own kingdom, which is probably going to be a while. We might do some raiding, things like that. Just some fun little, you know, Viking-based gameplay. But for the time being, we're gonna need to do a lot of trading. And it looks like there is an issue here, overpriced raw materials at Thronderlag. Let's check that out.
Yours is not a face I know. What is your name, stranger?
I'm Canute. And let's see, you need help? They don't care if it... Yeah, okay, so they are basically getting shafted by the merchants who want too much, or not offering reasonable prices. To get around that, bring 45 loads of wool directly to me instead of selling to the merchants. I would gladly pay 8,400 for them. Whoa. For 45 loads of wool, which I think you can get for around 10, if I remember right, if you go to the right places. So that would only be 450, and we can turn that into 8,400. That is a huge payday. We are definitely going to do that. It's even saying with 5 troops and a decent companion, we could do this for just 742 dinars. We're not going to obviously do that. But that is where we are at right now. So let's check here. I did buy some hardwood at one of the villages nearby. Unfortunately, the price isn't very good here. But we bought it for, I think, 8. And we can definitely get it sold for 50 or more in certain places. So we're going to try for that. Doesn't look like there's very much here in Thronderlag. I don't know if that means maybe the Nord towns aren't very good for trading. I'm not too sure. But for right now, we're just going to have to leave, and we are going to be trying to get this wool. So I'm going to go along the coasts and things like that. There's probably, yeah, if you see here, there's this weird little icon, and I think that is tusks, and there are 2 villages with that, so I might try to look at the price for that. Otherwise, we're going to be attacking some looters on the way, and yeah. Basically, I'm not going to show you guys too much of the trading because I'm sure most of you already know how trading basically goes. But I will basically just speed things forward, let you guys know once we actually get that wool. And otherwise, I will let you guys know if there are any interesting battles that we get into. Okay, so we are now at Scarthness, and they're selling their tusks here for 275. Unfortunately, I think that's a little high. It looks like it says that you can sell them at Thronderlag for 640. I don't know if we can really, you know, rely on that because Thronderlag has very terrible trading right now. I don't really want to chance it. I may just buy a little bit of grain, although I think we're actually okay on grain. But look at that. Hardwood, 50 already right here. So we're just going to go ahead and sell until they have no more money left. And this may actually be the way to just pick up a little bit of funds, is to go back, and there was actually 2 villages here that sell hardwood, so we can just go and pick up some more hardwood, and then come back, sell some here, and maybe even try to sell some at any of these other 2 villages. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so I went and bought more hardwood and came back to Scarthnus. Unfortunately, the hardwood price has dropped, which is to be expected since we just sold them a bunch. However, look at this. Walrus tusks are now 142. We are going to definitely buy a little bit. We'll sell a little bit of this hardwood. I bought it for 10 each, I believe, so we definitely are fine selling it for 20. I would just rather get 50 out of it. And then we're going to buy a little more of these tusks. Try to keep about 500 gold just to be safe. And we'll also buy a few more troops here. Wait, hold on. Why is that a sturgeon? That's weird. Okay, so we're at a Nord castle village, but for some reason they have a sturgeon recruit. We don't want that. I actually want to make sure I didn't end up yeah, we did end up hiring one. We don't want you. We're going to be Nord-based only, so we don't even want that guy. And that leaves us with 13 soldiers. So apparently sturgeons can spawn as recruits at Nord villages, so that is something I didn't even know. We'll just leave the youngling there. But either way, let's go ahead. There is now a guilting, but we may try to go over to Hargard here just to see if we can't sell these tusks there. That would be a very simple drop-off if we could. Now, we made our way over to Hargard, and unfortunately, the walrus tusks are not very expensive here. However, we can sell a little bit of this hardwood for a pretty decent price, so we'll just sell it all now. That's 464 we're gonna get. I don't really see anything that's popping out at me except for maybe the clay. Flax isn't a terrible price, but I don't think that it's really worth hauling it for that. We'll just take a little bit of clay, not too much though, because I really don't know if we're going to be able to sell this for a better price. At Thronderlag we could, but we're not going that direction right now. So we are going to get 320 back. There is a tournament, so let's go ahead and take care of that. And we're probably not going to do too well on this because, let's be honest, I have not played Bannerlord in a long time. So I don't really know if I'm going to... Oh, just had an axe to the face there. I don't know if I'm going to do too well here. Okay. I must have thrown axes that I could have used there, but... And I'm dead already. Okay, well, that's that. As I expected, I did not do too well there. That is okay, though. Okay, so now, let's see. Let's go ahead and head down. We're going to check out a guilting just to see what the tusks look like there. But otherwise, we're going to start heading probably... We might skip Balgard for now and just go straight for Tyal, just simply because there is this this wool location here. And then Tyal should also be a wool location as well. And then we can always head into Amprella to try to sell some things if we can. And we've arrived at a guilting, and we'll go ahead and buy a couple of troops here, just to get close to our maximum capacity. We're not going to go for the younglings at the moment. And buy some products. Look at that, walrus tusks, 100 each. I may buy one for now. But yeah, I don't want to chance this too much. And then we are going to go to Tyal. And hopefully we can make it there without... there may be step bandits on the way, although we should be okay. See, there are some right there. Let's go ahead. We got a perk point here on trade. We'll go for the minus price penalty while selling trade goods. And Thorkel has a perk point in athletics. I think we're going to go for well-built here. Morning exercise is okay if he is going to be a captain for the plus 5% combat movement speed to his troops, but he's not going to be doing too much of that. I think we're just going to go for the extra hit points to him specifically. And hopefully these step bandits don't try to engage with us, because even with 20, I don't really know how well we'll do, because they are, of course, all mounted. Okay, we made it to Tile, and we also got an event, which is a new kind of a thing that they added with 1.3, which came alongside War Sales, but is not actually the War Sales update. It's the free update for people who do not have War Sales. And anyways, these events pop up sometimes when you go into towns, and I think sometimes they can just happen when you're out and about in the world as well. But either way, this one is market manipulation. And as we came into the town, Blag the Tanner makes me an offer. Local merchants are on edge waiting for an incoming caravan from Balgard. If you claim that you found its wreckage, the prices of goods would rise considerably. He offers me 1,000 dinars, in addition to whatever extra you can make by selling my wares. And it looks like we can accept, get some trade experience as well as that 1,000 gold, and raise the demand of trade goods. So this is quite interesting. I was not expecting events to do all of this. Now, it's pretty cool that you can just get some money, but to actually have a change where it's raise the demand of trade goods, this means that events can actually affect the overall trade situation in a certain location, which I think is cool. So we can do that. And also the changing of reputation, not really too important, especially for the player character. Maybe it has an effect for AIs, I don't really remember. But for us, being calculating or devious isn't really going to affect things too much. Now, as for this, we can actually apparently be even more boisterous about it and get ourselves 2,000 gold and 100 experience in trade. That seems even better. We could also just refuse, and that just basically increases our honorable reputation and makes the notables happy with us. That doesn't seem like something we want to do. We'll take that 2,000 gold. We need the money anyways, and that is going to be very good for us. So, look at that, 500 on these tusks. Oh, look at that. 1,500 gold just like that, and the clay is also a solid price here as well. Glad I picked that up now. And we'll buy a little bit of fish, we'll buy a little bit of grain. Butter and cheese actually has an okay price, mostly the butter, but probably not enough. Now, look at that, 10 on the wool, like I said. Do they have... They don't have horses. Okay, we need to go get ourselves some horses. Is there anything that might be worth buying here? Because we're going to go down to Almaris. Yeah, I don't think there's really anything here that's too interesting in price, but look at that, 4,000 gold just like that. Yeah, I think we're going to be going down to, not Almaris, Amprella. We'll be going over there, and hopefully they will have some kind of horses. There might actually be a village here with horses. Not unless we go into Kuzate territory. So hopefully Amprella will have them for us. Let's go ahead and do this tournament now. And hopefully we do a little bit better than the last time, so we can get some at least decent experience. Looks like we have a couple of heroes here on our side. Not too good of a shot there. I'm gonna go for that archer, honestly. Or maybe not, because this guy's right in front of me now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Help me out. Cool, my teammates came in and saved my life there. Bad shot there. I'm almost dead. Well, I am not doing too good on my shots here at all. Will just be expected. I have very, very bad bow skill. One more shot and I am dead. Oh no, I just hit my own guy, but at least it was only his horse. We should be basically fine here. I just keep hitting my guy's freaking horse. There we go. Alright, I'm the bowman again. Not ideal.
Die, you bastard!
That's not working. I don't want to hit my own teammate. This is the nice thing about tournaments, though. You can get yourself a little bit of experience in things that you otherwise might not be. And that will help level our character up as well. If I can at least hit the horseman, that would be very good. Not really working, though. There we go, 19 damage. Oh, wow, okay. Well, that was kind of a lucky strike there. Now, we have another hero on our side, but we're also against a hero. So we'll see how this goes. Now, it looks like we're the melee this time. Happy about that. Nice. A little bit of an assist there from our teammate.
Die, you bastard!
Nice, we got that, and now it's us against Bovin here. And we do have some thrown axes. Oh, bad throw. Oh! This is a very consequential fight here, and I lost. Oh no. That could have been very good. We would have gotten a nice helmet out of that. Okay, well, that does happen sometimes. Very, very good tournament compared to the first one. Let's see what we have here. We have a focus point and a one-handed perk. Let's see. We're going to go for the handling. We don't really intend to be doing too many shield bashes, although that could be nice. And as for the athletics, we'll go for the combat movement speed for ourselves and our troop formation. And otherwise, we have a focus point that I think we'll go ahead and put also into Steward. We just really want to power level our Steward. And after this, I think we're going to be trying to max out our Shipmaster, which we will be getting another level here shortly. So let's go ahead and head down to Umbrella, and hopefully we can get ourselves some horses. Okay, now on my way to Umbrella, I ran into some looters that I thought it would be good to go ahead and take out. So let's do that. And we're mostly just going to let our soldiers run in and do most of this. Thorkel, you can be... I'll just put you here, actually. Why did you go there? Looks good to me.
Hear me talk now!
You can all just run in. We'll join, but we're going to stay back a little bit and let our soldiers engage first so we don't get assaulted by their thrown weapons. Actually, oh, is this guy aiming at me? He's not. Oh. Okay. These guys are just walking. That's funny. Are you gonna chase them down? Now they are. We'll take out this one last guy ourselves. There we go. Quite easy there. We get ourselves some prisoners. And we got ourselves a hat as well, or a helmet. And we'll go over to Nortendissa here, just to see what they have. Nothing really interesting to me, though. So let's just go ahead and head back to where we were planning, which is Umbrella. So here we are at Umbrella. Let's see if we can sell anything at all. Not really. Not anything that looks like we should sell, but we do have some flax here, and 4 is a very, very good price. At Tyal, we should be able to at least triple our money. So let's buy up as much of that as we can. And what we really came here for was Sumpter horses, and they are a little expensive, but not too bad. We can definitely make that work. And we're going to buy, we might even just pretty much buy almost all of them. And we'll buy, again, more flax. Is there anything else here? Maybe like salt. Salt might be another good option. There's not really anything else here though, so I'm just gonna go for the flax. Just a whole bunch of flax and a little bit of salt. And that's just about filling up our entire inventory. Hopefully Tyal will have a good price on all of this. Now, one thing I totally forgot, we actually want Carrie to be our surgeon, and I never put her on the surgeon, so we'll go ahead and do that now. And now we're back at Tyal, and we're gonna see what our prices are, and look at that. Salt, good price. Flax, very good price. This is very good considering what we spent. And it looks like we're gonna get at least double our money on everything. We'll go ahead and buy a little bit of fish here to sustain ourselves. A little bit of grain. I don't want to spend too much because it is kind of expensive here. However, now we can finally get our wool, and it actually, I think it dropped in price, didn't it? Wasn't it at 10? Let's go ahead and buy 45 of them. That's all we really need. We could buy more just because the price is probably better near where we live. Yeah, let's buy a little more. And we can sell some of it at home. And I don't think there's really anything else here that's sticking out that'll be a big time increase, so we'll just buy more wool. We'll just buy it all, almost all of it. Okay, there we go, 1,000 gold that we gained. We're now at 3,600, so once we get back home, we can be up to already about 11,000. Let's head back to Thronderlag. We'll stop at a guilting again just to see what their tusk price is now, and hopefully we can sell some of those. Now here we are at a guilting, and look at the price on tusks. It's only 118 now, so we're gonna buy both of those, and we'll check out Scarthness as well and see if we can't buy those tusks there as well. And we are now up to 22 soldiers, which is our maximum amount at the moment. Okay, and Scarthness has tusks for 120 each. We're gonna buy all of those, and hopefully we can get a good price at Thronderlag for them. Okay, and I decided to stop off at a village here in Ostrif, and look at that, walrus tusks already at 226. We could sell them here, but I'm gonna wait. Same with wool. We can definitely come back if the price isn't good at Thronderlag. Just something to kind of keep in mind. But we are just about here at Thronderlag, so let's just get over there and see what everything is looking like. 394, perfect. And it was what was it, like 225, something like that. But look at the wool price, absolutely amazing. So we're gonna sell a bunch of that and finish off this issue. 45 loads of wool, perfect. Look at that, 12,500, and we are just about a year into the campaign, so this is a very good start, I think. Otherwise, we're gonna sell a little more of this wool. It was what, 18 at that village, so we'll just sell them all. And I think it was 225, so I guess we can just sell it all here. It's not really gonna make too big of a difference. And we're gonna buy a little bit more grain. Don't want to run out. And wool price is okay here, but nothing too substantial, of course, which is why we just sold ours. And look at that, 14,000 just like that. And we don't really care to increase our trade skill. We're good pretty much everywhere. I think we're going to go ahead and start preparing for the ships. So let's go intelligence and shipmaster. And for charm, we will be going for the self-promoter, +3 renown when a tournament is won. The virile is okay too, for the 30% more likely to have children. We're in fast mode, so having children more quickly is definitely an okay thing. I think that makes virile a little bit better, but still, I think self-promoter is a lot better because we need the renown. So we'll go ahead and take that. And as for this one, Warlord is still the quintessential kind of perk, where you get 30% influence gained from battles. That is pretty much always going to be one of the best perks to me. And Caravan Master, +30% carrying capacity. That could be good. I wonder if this counts to your ship. Probably not, right? But if it did, that would be pretty good. Market Dealer is not going to be good because 50% cost of bartering for safe passage. We're hopefully not going to need to do that at all. So we'll just take Caravan Master there. And hopefully that does apply to your ships, but we'll have to find out. Now we're going to go ahead, now that we have some spare money, we're going to start upgrading our troops. And let's take a look at this line here. So Nord younglings can become Nord warriors or huntsmen. And I have heard good things about the Sky God's Chosen. But we do want to make sure we have enough melee units. We'll take one because we don't currently have any archers. So we want to start preparing a one of those Sky God's Chosen, and they have 140 in bow, which isn't too bad. They have a woodland bow, stacked bodkin arrows, okay. And they also have a battle axe, okay, so they are not too terrible even as a melee unit, honestly. We'll see how that goes. And we're actually going to get rid of these prisoners. And otherwise, we're going to get back to some trading, so I think I'm going to go pick up some more hardwood, and then we'll start heading back down towards the south. Okay, so this time I made my way over to Balgard. I ended up buying a little bit more tusks. I wanted to see if the price was as good here as it was at Tile, and as you can see, 464, that is actually pretty good. I bought these for 160 each, so we're going to save... Yeah, we're going to save from there. And look at the price on hardwood, also pretty good. I bought this for 8, I believe. So we're going to go to right about there. 2,800. Pretty good price. And let's see. Nothing really jumping out at me. I mean, the prices that it's showing, it's saying that these are good prices, but they're not really anything too substantial. We're just going to sell. And we're going to head over to Tile now, and hopefully the prices rebounded over there as well. So here we are at Tile, and we're going to see what the prices look like, and wow, very, very good. Okay, I could not ask for a better trade situation. And we'll keep the rest. Okay, so that's another 2,500. Fish is a good price. We're going to go ahead and buy about 30 of these. Even just having it for the food variety is pretty good. We'll buy some butter as well. Same thing. We're just going to go for around 30 of every type. And meat as well. Oh, it looks like we ran out of space. They do have some Sumter horses for a lot better price than the the ones that were at Imprella. So we'll go ahead and buy, we'll get up to 20 there. That looks good. And we'll buy a little bit more of this meat. And the flax is also a good price, but I don't know if I want to ferry that around. The wool, though, that's pretty much what we're in this area for at this point. The wool prices are amazing. And otherwise, I think that's pretty good. We still end up paying, but I think it's worth it. Now, we are going to do this tournament, and hopefully we do very well compared to the last two. Although the last one was not too terrible. 20 damage there. Unfortunately, oh no. Okay, that was almost pretty bad. Yeah, our team is not doing well here. Doesn't look like. Actually, maybe it's not doing as bad as I thought, and I almost shot my own guy. Yeah, he's... Oh, he's actually... Okay, maybe I should get in here. You have a chance, but there is still the cavalry guy. And it is just us now. Wow, we actually have a chance. We just have to kill her now. And she's a little stuck on that horse there. That's pretty funny. If she rushes us, it's going to be pretty hard to survive this. No. If we lose this, just this 1v1, if this is the reason that we lose, it's going to be pretty unfortunate. Oh, here she comes again. Yeah, this is not looking too good. I'm not so good at hitting horses, charging. That was still pretty good, all things considered. Okay, so now we are probably gonna head back home, and we do still have some tusks, which is a little unfortunate. Maybe we can see if Hargard might be able to buy some of them. So I stopped off here at Laxahoff, and their whale oil prices are now actually pretty good. I'm thinking that we're gonna buy some of these now. It looks like the whale oil and the tusks here are pretty much a nice way to really boost your trade capabilities in the earlier game once you have just a little bit of money to actually pay for them. We'll go ahead and see, are there more tusks? There are. We'll buy those as well. And we'll start heading now to Hargard, and hopefully they will buy this stuff. If not, then we'll just have to go all the way back home and hope that our hometown will actually buy them. And here we are at Hargard, and they are actually buying the hardwood, which is quite nice. And unfortunately, they're not buying the wool, but that's okay. The meat price is actually pretty good here. We'll sell those. Getting 2,000 gold already. Sell a little bit of this cheese. We'll just sell all of it. And otherwise, nothing else is selling here, which is kind of sad, but that's okay. We will make it work. We could buy some of this clay. That clay is actually very cheap. We'll just buy that much. Yep, okay. And we can also go ahead and do this tournament. And we'll see how well we do here. Alright, it's 1v1v1v1. Check our odds here. Oh no, I missed. Blue guy's already on his way. Oh no, don't both of you. No. That's cheating. That's annoying. What an annoying way to lose that. I was actually trying to bait him to attack the guy we were facing, but it did not work that way. Okay, so let's start heading back home to Thronderlag, and hopefully we can sell some stuff there. We'll also stop off at Scarthness and see if we can't buy their tusks. Okay, here we are at Troverag, and I just realized that we actually have leveled up a little bit in our steward skills, so let's go ahead. We're going to go for frugal here. You never want to take the food consumption decrease, because food consumption is how you actually level up your steward. So you never want to lose food consumption. It's not really expensive enough to matter, and you will lose experience. So we're going to go for the -5 wages to our party, and -15% recruitment cost. That will be good. We're going to put this extra focus point on Shipmaster. And as for scouting, we want the best possible speed, like overall boost. So we're going to go for Night Runner, even though Day Traveler might be a tiny bit better. The sight range isn't really too important. It's just the overall boost in speed that we're going to get. So we'll go with that. And hopefully we can buy, yep, some Scions. Perfect. Let's see, what do they have for products? They do have iron ore. That is definitely a good price, but I don't know how many more trips we want to take to Tile. Okay, we'll buy some. We'll just buy 10. And go over to Scarthness now. Okay, and Scarthness has the cheapest tusks we have seen yet, 111. And wow, unfortunately we just barely ran out of space. Let's sell them 1 butter. There we go. And now home it is. So we're finally back home. Let's see what we can sell here. And look at that, the tusks go for a very good price here. We'll keep the rest of those. Very good price on the whale oil as well. Very good price on the wool as well. And the iron too. Okay, and the clay. Perfect. That is exactly what we want to see. And we'll just sell all of that. Whoops, did not even really mean to do that, but that's okay. We'll sell a little more on the wool. And we'll sell some of this butter as well. And we're making almost 8,000 now. And we're going to buy all of this hardwood up. And we might also want to buy some Sumpter horses. Maybe just like 3 more though, because we don't want to have any herding issues. And maybe a little bit of grain and fish. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now we do want to fill up our inventory with all this hardwood. And we still have a little more room, so I'm going to go and hit one of these villages. And we got ourselves another event here. Donative demand. It has not escaped your men's notice that you have accumulated a fair amount of money. A delegation approaches and suggests that this would be a good time for the traditional donative, as Calradian emperors of old were known to give their legions. Okay. We could convince them no. Tell your men that they can do as they wish with their wages, but you are not in the habit of subsidizing wine vendors. Okay. Or, I am a river of wealth unto thee, my brave warriors, which would give them 500. That's probably fine, because we can increase our morale. And erupt in a towering rage, so they will think twice about bothering you again. Okay, we're just gonna give them the 500. I'm honestly fine with that. We're gonna also do this tournament. And it's another 1v1 situation.
Come on!
Perfect. Okay, we did very well. Let's hope Red had some damage against him.
Die, you bastards!
This is going quite well. Not anymore, though. There we go. Ooh, that was getting a little dicey. He hit me very hard that one attack that he did. Go for the axe here. 58, just like that. Ooh, if he gets trapped there in the corner, this will be perfect. Oh, whoops, I had to switch my axe. There we go.
Let me go down!
This guy, and then we can focus on the cavalry. Perfect. And I guess the cavalry went down. I didn't even notice. Okay, so now it's all heroes. Actually, it was already all heroes. This whole tournament is basically just heroes. I didn't even realize that. Really? That wasn't good. 17 damage back to him. Missed my shot. That's not good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. My teammate's gonna die. Oh, that's not good. Very much not good here. Very much a not good situation. Oh, no. Well, that is kind of on me. I didn't really support my teammate the best that I could. So let's go ahead and leave. We're going to head over to Jarlskveg here and try to get their hardwood, and then we're going to start heading back to the south. Okay, we made it back to Balgard, and we're going to see if we can't sell anything here. The hardwood is, of course, a very good price. We'll sell it down to about right there. Unfortunately, so hold on. The whale oil, I think, costed us about 150. I don't really want to go any lower than 180 for the time being. Walrus tusks, this time it costed me about 170 to get those, so we'll try to keep some. And we'll also sell actually probably all of the wool. Perfect. 4,000 there. And now, good price on the butter. Decent price on the iron as well. Okay, so there we go. We're gonna also probably not buy any horses right now, actually. And finally, we're actually gonna start moving a little bit to the west, because going back and forth from Balgard and Tile is kind of obviously hurting us as far as being able to trade these tusks. So we're gonna hope that Sibir or Varnovopol can actually pay for some of them. So we'll head over to Sibir first, or actually Varnovopol is closer. And here we are at Varnovopol, and they are buying iron ore for a substantial sum. Sell some of these tusks as well, and some of this whale oil, actually all of it. And we'll sell a little bit of butter, not too much because we actually paid a good amount for it. We can sell a little bit of the hardwood, but I'm just gonna hold on to it for the time being. Look at that, 6,000. We are getting very close to our goal of about 40,000. I mean, I guess not that close, but we are halfway. And otherwise, nothing really doing as far as things that we could buy here, so we'll just go with that and head now over to Sibir. So here we are at Sibir, and hopefully they have some good prices on some things, and unfortunately they don't, as far as buying. But they do have hardwood for an even cheaper price than we are used to. We're going to buy that up. We're going to buy all of that up. So we can still go back down to Tile if we need to, and I think that's what we're going to have to do. Oil is also a pretty good price. And tusks, apparently we can just buy the 2 tusks here. Okay. And we'll probably buy some of this oil. Let's go ahead, buy that, and we're going to start heading back to Tile, I suppose. So this was it was okay. It wasn't a bad choice to go this direction, but maybe not the most ideal. So we'll probably start heading from Tile, maybe start heading down to Umbrella and see what their prices look like. And we've arrived at Tile, and we have a tournament going, so we will be doing that in a second. The price on hardwood, very good here. We can even sell that down to 15, and we'll sell off these tusks. And we can sell off this 1 oil as well. We'll sell another tusk, actually. And we'll just sell a little more hardwood. We had a good price on it. I don't mind doing that too much. We'll buy some grain, some fish, some butter. Look at all the prices on their food is so good here. We'll sell or give back a little bit more of that. And then, yeah, nothing else. I mean, on our way back, we're going to pick up the wool here from Tile and bring that back north with us, I think. But otherwise, that looks pretty good. And let's do this tournament now. And it looks like we are against 1 hero. Try not to get any arrow fire here. Perfect. And that was the hero. That was pretty easy. Going against yellow now. I didn't even... Okay, these are just regular troops, actually. Perfect. Overestimated my reach on that first hit there. So do we want to go... I don't even really care who we go for here. Let's go for these guys. Yeah, it looks like our archers are just going against each other. Perfect. Should be getting some pretty good experience for this fight. Or this tournament, rather. Okay. Well, our archer is definitely screwed. Kind of interesting to see. Yeah, he's done. But we still qualified, and that's the important thing. Oh, throwing axes. Oh no. Oh, 1 HP right now. Oh no. Well, that is how it goes sometimes. Still a pretty good fight we put up that time in that tournament. Okay, so let's head ourselves down to Umbrella now and see what we can get for some good trading. And we've arrived at Umbrella, so let's take a look. Okay price on the tusks, nothing too substantial. Sell some more hardwood, down to 15, and nothing else really going. They actually have a good price on butter as well here. I'm wondering if the price on this is good back home. I'm not too sure. I mean, it can't be that bad. And we'll also bring some flax, because we know that that should be a good price to the north. Okay, now we're going to start heading back to the north, but let's take a look at our perks. And we're going to go for probably the swing speed. The 5% damage with one-handed axes will be good, but if we decide to switch to swords, then it'll be kind of useless. So let's just go for the swing speed. And athletics, we're probably going to go for form-fitting armor. Minus 15% to armor weight is always going to be pretty good. And also the 4% combat movement speed for our tier 3 troops will also be good. The weapon handling is also pretty good, but I think the form-fitting armor is going to be better for us. Now, as far as this, both of these are kind of just okay. The reason for givable grievances is a little bit better is the overall chance is higher on persuasion, versus this one is plus 10% chance for double persuasion success. This is plus 20% chance of avoiding a critical failure, but also there's 2 personal skills, 5% daily chance to increase relations with a random lord or notable when you are in a settlement. So that's a little bit better because we're never going to be a governor, so we're just going to go for the forgivable grievances. And for trade, double the relationship gain by resolved issues with artisans, minus 15% price penalty while buying from villages, which we are doing quite a bit of. Local connection is double the relationship gain by resolving issues with merchants, and minus 15% price penalty when selling animals. Now, if we end up breeding animals, we could sell a whole bunch of them and that could work, or even if we're taking care of, if we're just killing a lot of people who have animals, as far as horses, then we could sell those. But I think overall we're going to be buying from villages more often, especially for like the tusks and things. Will be quite nice to have that. So we'll do that, and we're going to go with this final point on steward and another point on athletics. And Carrie has a point in athletics. We'll give that to combat movement speed because she is also going to be a captain probably. So the movement speed to her troops will also be nice. And I think that's where we're going to call it for this very first episode. So we are about halfway to our goal of 40,000 is pretty much our goal for gold in order to be able to buy our ships and have enough to pay our soldiers while we're out on the high seas. So next episode we should be able to do that with ease and get onto our boats for the very first time. So I hope you guys are enjoying this series so far. If you are, don't forget to like the video so I can know that this is the kind of content that you enjoy. And you can also create your character by joining the Discord if you would like to do that. So otherwise, that's going to be it for this episode. And as always, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.